Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at the VIX, and as you can see, we hit a low of 1649. Looks as if we're bouncing out of this gathering spot here, only to move back to the upside. So where are the trouble places for the VIX as of right now? 1688 is going to be a trouble place again here at $16.99 or $17. That's going to be a trouble place. We remember that 1720 from yesterday, so that 1720, 1714 area is going to be a trouble place, as well as the 1720 as we knew that, which is right where that 20 EMA, right? So I would definitely watch the 1720 area, and again at 1739. Those are going to be trouble places for the VIX to the upside. If we break this 1739 and this 50 EMA at 1747, and then this area 1756, we can come back to this 1786 area, right? So that is to the upside for the VIX. Now we can come back down and break the support area at 1655. If we do, just know we can have trouble here around the 1641 area. Under that 1641, we can come back to this level here of 1619. So the reason why I look at the VIX is because it kind of gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY, and the SPY is interesting today. Let's say that, we closed at 561.40 and we have already made a pre-market high of 571.05. We got rejected only to come back to our gathering spot, right? So the SPY is trading in this little range. It would not surprise me to see us come all the way back down. Keep in mind, we are going to gap up. Normally when there's a gap, the gap tends to come back and fill that. Not saying that it has to happen today, because it may not happen today, but based on, this activity, again, it wouldn't surprise me to see us come back to the downside. So if by chance we lose this level of support at 570.32, just know we can come back to 569.73, which was a gathering spot that was created here under the 569.73 area. Know that we can come back to this 568.69 or 568.68, which is not far from the 200 EMA at 568.44. So I would definitely watch that level if we should lose the 568.69. And under that 568.44 area, we can come back to the 567.72. Under 567.72, we can come back to 567.19. That's where the ATR trail and stop is forming right now. So under that 567.26 area, I would say we could possibly come back and find support here at 566.58. Under 566.68 area, we can come back to the 200 EMA around 566.36. So those are going to be trouble places for the SPY. Now, if by chance we lose this 50 EMA in this area of support under the 566, let's say the 37 or the 12 area, we could possibly come back to this level 565.60, under 565.60, 565.39. And if we should lose that area, just know 564.84. Those are going to be trouble places for the SPY. And again, we are at new all-time highs, and it's going to have a gap that needs to be filled. Not saying that that's going to happen today. Just know that we are going to gap up at, around, as of now, pre-market, we're going to gap up around $8, $9. $9, $10, just depends, right? And we do have economic data coming out at 8:30, which is the initial jobless claims, I believe. So I would say trade carefully today. If you trade the SPY, trade carefully. Again, anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. We are now looking at Tesla. Tesla has created a gathering spot for us pre-market, and as of now, the zone is here. I would definitely watch this area around the 233.69, and I'm not sure what's going on with my cursor. 233.69 area is going to be our support area for Tesla. As you can see, this is where the bodies of the candles are coming back to this area here. So I will mark that, which is right where that 5 EMA is. So as of right now, 233.68, 69 area, I will watch that for Tesla. Resistance, I will watch around 234. 234.23, and it looks as if that is our zone as of right now for Tesla, and it's giving us signals that it probably wants to move back to the downside. It too has gapped up a little. It closed at 227.20. We are now around the 233 area, so that's going to create a gap that needs to be filled to the downside. So again, I say trade carefully. That's not saying it's going to happen today. It just says that there's going to be a downside gap. Let's say that. So where are our trouble places for Tesla? If we lose this area of 233.68, just know we can have trouble back here around 232.95. If we should lose that area, just know we could have trouble around 232.34 or 54. And when I say trouble, it could be our support area or our resistance area. We could have trouble in that area. So under 232.54, just know we can have trouble around 232. Under 232, 231.80. Under 231.80, 231.13. Again at 230.82. Under 230.82, we can have trouble around the 230.35. Now, if we lose that 230.33, 230.35 area, just know we can come back to this area here at 229.86. Under 229.86, it brings us to 229.55, which is that ATR trailing stop. So I would say trade carefully today. Again, Tesla normally exceeds its ATR. That means it normally goes beyond up or down. And let's see how much it is. $10.47 per day. So again, in either direction, trade carefully, right? So again, it wouldn't surprise me to see us back in this area here where this 200 EMA at 227.54. You know, if we break this area where the ATR trailing stop is at the 229.55, again, it wouldn't surprise me to see us back in this zone here, which is around the 227. Let's see, the high here is 228.09 down to the 227.41. So that would be the zone that possibly we can come back to for Tesla if it decides to come back to the downside. Let's say that. So let's look at AMD this morning just to see where we are pre-market. As of now, this is our gathering spot for AMD. It is moving sideways. The high 154.02 is our resistance area. Our support area is around 153.31. And we did make a high of 154.50. However, we got rejected and came back down. So this is our zone. 5 EMA is what's holding us up as of now. You know, if we lose this area of support, I'm going to say under the 5 EMA, which is around the 153.56. But if we lose the 153.31, our trouble places to the downside, we could have, you know, find support at 152.98, under 152.98, 152.64, under 152.64, 152.14. Now, if we break 152.14, we could possibly find support at 151.92. Under that 151.92 for AMD, 151.52. And if we break that 151.52, just know we can come back to 151.22. And this is our gathering spot, our previous gathering spot for AMD. So I would definitely watch the 150.92 area down to the 150.67 if we break this 151.22. So those are places to the downside for AMD. Now we could very well go back to the upside. Let's say that. So if by chance we break back above the 154.02, just know we can have trouble again at 154.50, 154.80, 155.10, 155.54. or 155, yes, 155.54 area, and beyond that we can have trouble around 156.18. So those are going to be trouble places to the upside and to the downside for AMD. Again, it is creating a gathering spot for us. It too has gapped up pre-market. We closed at 148.29 and we are at 150. We made a high of 154.50. So it's going to be a downside gap that needs to be filled. Again, that may not be today. It could be today. I need to say that because just because there is a gap does not mean it's going to fill that gap today. Let's say that. So let's go look at NVDA just to see where we are. And it too is trading in this zone in a gathering spot. NVIDIA is being rejected here at some strong resistance is what I like to say. We have this ATR trailing stop at 117.22, and then we have some previous resistance levels at 117.29. So I would definitely watch this zone for NVIDIA. Now, if it should break this 117.29 area, just know 117.60 and again at 117.84, 118.15 are going to be trouble places for us. 118.15, if it should break that, 118.53 is the next level of resistance. Now, if we break this 118.53, we could very well have trouble around 119.12. Now, to the downside, if we should break under this 5 EMA of where it is now, 116.95, under that 116.95 area, just know that we can come back to 116.50. Under that 116.50, 116.34. If we break the 116.34, we can come back to around 115.96. Under that 115.96 area, just know we can come back to 115.72. Under 115.72, we can come back to 115.35. Now, if we break this 115.35 area, we have, that's right, kind of like where the 200 EMA is. So under this 115.26 area, it's a lot of, support in this area. If we break this level, we can come back to, I would say, around the 114.83. So if we break the, 115.26, I would watch 114.83 area. If we break that, we can come all the way back to, let's see, around the 113.98. If we break the 113.98, 113.77 is going to be a support area or around that area. Now, if we break that 113.77 area, we can come back and find support here at 113.34 for NVDA. So again, trade carefully. It too is trading in a zone. It's getting rejected at this. So I would definitely set my alert above that level to let me know, that it's broken through a level of resistance. And I will set an alert here to let me know once it breaks a level of support, so that I will know, if this is something that I trade, it will let me know that it's broken out of the gathering spot up or down. So yeah, if you trade NVIDIA today, I always say trade carefully. Netflix is one that I was looking at recently, and I was looking at the daily chart for Netflix, and it's interesting that it is trading in a gathering spot on the daily chart. And when I say the gathering spot, as you can see, price is just gathered in this area. This is our resistance area is around 707.82, and our support area is around 670.81. So if by chance we break under this 670.81, we could possibly continue to the downside based on the daily chart for Netflix. So I will have my alert set under, it really needs to be under the 668.70. 668.68 area. So if we break this level, then we have broken through a key level of support on the daily chart for Netflix. So I'm going to set my alert, and I always say Netflix trades interesting. It reminds me of SMCI. Trade carefully. So my other alert for Netflix is set above 707.82. If by chance we break above 711, then we've broken through that area of resistance for Netflix. So I found that interesting that we're trading in a gathering spot. It seems as if it's trying to, setting us up for a move either to the upside or to the downside. Netflix normally moves about $17.40 per day. Again, that could be in either direction. So I always say, y'all, trade carefully. Once it goes against your why, get out. Make sure you have confirmation as to why you're entering your trade. So Netflix should be interesting today. Google, GOOGL, is an inside day candle. Let me go back to my 30-minute chart. So it is an inside day candle. It has already reached the target to the upside. We had 160.55 as the breakthrough. If it broke through that amount, 160.66 was the target. We are at 163.42, which is interesting. It created a gathering spot here. So I would definitely watch the 163 area as support, 163 down to the 162.72. Even though we're moving to the upside, again, it seems as if everything is gapping up today. And again, it normally, once it gap up, there's going to be a comeback. It's going to come back down, so we don't know when, and I always say trade carefully. So yeah, if you trade Google today, it GOOGL Alphabet, it was an inside day candle. We have already reached that target. It is creating a gathering spot for us. I would definitely watch that 163 area down to the 162.72. If by chance we break that 162.72, we can very well come back to the downside to, fill the gap that is going to be that was created today. So yeah, trade carefully, y'all. Let's see if we have another inside day. I believe it was Walmart. Walmart is an inside day candle. Walmart has reached the broken through the trigger for the inside day candle. 79.42 was the trigger to the upside. Now if we did break that, so if we continue to the upside, it seems like we're having trouble in that area. It went 79.50 was the high, so it seems like we're struggling there. But if by chance we break above the 79.50, the target to the upside is $80.30 for Walmart. Now to the downside, under 79.29 gives us a downside target of 78.27. so if you trade Walmart, again, I'd say trade carefully. Let's see how much it normally moves, about $1.18 per day. That could be in either direction. Looking at it on this daily chart, we are under the 5 EMA. It seems like that's what's we're having trouble at that 79.22 area, which is our resistance area for Walmart. So I would say trade carefully today, y'all. Today should be a very interesting trading day. Again, I always say nothing is guaranteed. So SPY is still moving in this area here. Again, it wouldn't surprise me to see us sell off and come back down because we've had such a strong move with this SPY. So I always say wait on those opportunities, and once you see confirmation as to why you're entering your trades, enter. But once it goes against your why, either have your stop loss or your mental, whatever you use, just be willing to get out, live to trade another day. So I hope these videos are very, very helpful. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today, y'all. And if you could, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we learn and we grow together. So I always like to leave you with this: be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.